everybody. Welcome to the Monkees podcast. I am Takura McCullough, and my co-host for today is Lisa Golden.
I am your co-host.
This is how I talk sometimes.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you. This is annoying, I'm sure. All right. So that's how I talk to my students when I get bored. Because you know what, teaching, you're saying the same thing over and over and over again. I'm like, take out your Chromebooks and open it up. Go to Google Classroom. Because you have to say it like 15 times before they actually do it. Go to Google Classroom. Go to Google. Yeah, so.
Almost like a little cheer.
Yeah. Oh,
ready? Okay.
Go to Google. Go to Google. Go. All right. Okay. Enough free advertising for them.
That's right.
Yeah, that was terrible. All right. So, how you doing, Lisa?
I'm well. How are you?
I have a cold still.
Oh, you're a little unwell.
I'm a little unwell, but I feel good. It's just my body is like, no.
Yeah.
My brain is like, let's go, let's do it. Yeah. And then my body's like, why don't you cough for 5 minutes instead? No, I don't want to do that. So let's see. We talked a lot at the beginning of the last episode. I think we like talked ourselves out. Like now it's like there's nothing to talk about.
Reset button.
It's like, oh, let's watch the show. But you were talking about an 86 and how the Monkees just really appealed to you. And
they did. I mean, they had the show had everything going for it. For me, it was music, it was comedy, which is something that I am a big comedy fanatic.
Yeah,
I love stand-up comedy. I love sketch comedy. I love improv comedy. I'm a really big stand-up comedy fan, primarily, and I do love a lot of sketch comedy. You and I have our kids in the hall. Mutual love. But the show had everything going. I mean, it was music, it was comedy, it was four fun guys that were all so different but also awesome together. Like it was just, they call the show lightning in a bottle for a reason.
Yeah,
definitely. It was innovative, it was different. In 86 it was still different.
Yes.
I mean, we didn't have shows like that on in 86.
There was nothing like that.
And there's a reason why 20 years later it's resonated to a whole other generation. I wrote my senior thesis. I studied television production in college, and my senior thesis was I did breakdowns of different eras of television, the innovative shows which shows were the most innovative, starting with the 50s, and the Monkees got a nice write-up, of course. But I really delved into just how different and how experimental and innovative the show was, and everything about it just appealed to me. That's why I got into TV production, because of the way it was directed and edited. I'm a mad editor. I love to edit, and I didn't know I was going to love to edit until I got into an editing bay in college, and I realized it's that show, the way that they chop things up, the choices they made.
I've never heard anybody say that before.
That they love to edit. I
love to edit.
I do. I really do. I go back to, I was the you know what? I was the mixtape queen. When you got a mixtape from me, it was a project.
Nice.
Because, and I didn't know back then, when I was the mixtape girl back in junior high and high school, that it was because I love to edit things together. I love to dovetail things together. This needs to bleed into that, but at just the right moment, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the show, very much so.
Did you ever splice some tape? Just splice it with the razor. I still call back.
I have, yes, but yeah, not often. But no, I definitely, I did that too.
Oh man, yeah. Mixtapes. I was doing some Christmas shopping, and I found like a vinyl Depeche Mode. I don't know if it was like a 12-inch. I think it was like a 12-inch mix of a song that I remember my best friend putting on a mixtape for me.
Oh, really?
It was that car song, Taking a Ride with My Best Friend. I don't know what the name. Taking a Ride with My Best Friend. Yeah, it was a whole 12-inch of that. I was like, oh my God, I remember Chris put this on a mixtape for me, and I listened to it. I had to spend the summer in Arkansas. And when you're a teenager, going to your grandparents for a summer is like the worst thing ever. When you're like a little kid, you're like, yay, granny, grandpa. And when you're a teenager, you're like, ugh, Arkansas. So like that mixtape was just like all I listened to.
Yeah.
So I just remember being in my grandparents' house in my little bedroom listening to Depeche Mode, being like a little moody freaking jerk. But I saw that 12-inch and I had to get it for him. I was like, yes.
Yeah. You know, it's funny you mentioned the spending time with the grandparents the summer away. The summer of 86 is when, you know, the whole Monkees thing exploded.
That's right. You said you were.
But I visited.
You were visiting.
I was visiting my grandparents by myself. I went on a solo trip that year, and I had a couple of their records. I think I had the Monkees' greatest hits and maybe the Monkees. I think those are the two records I had. And my grandmother was awesome. I loved my grandma. Grandma Beulah, she was the best.
Beulah,
yeah.
Isn't that Dave's grandmother's name? Was she Beulah too?
Was she?
I think she was a Beulah. That's crazy.
We're gonna have to. I'm sure we talked about it in years past. I'll have to ask him.
Beulah's rule.
Beulah,
okay.
Yeah, she's such a spitfire. She's so funny. Anyway, she would take me shopping with her and all these little things. And she went to run errands at this little strip mall at the time, and there was a record shop there, but they had a lot of used records. I bought 5 Cold Gems label Monkees records at that record store. I hit the freaking mother load.
Wow.
At Richmond, California. Shout out.
Richmond.
Yeah, on the other side of the San Francisco Bay. Yeah.
East Bay.
Yeah. So I bought all the records, and she had a little record player for me in my room anytime I come to visit. So I sat on the floor and I played Monkees records, and I had a sketch pad, and I was trying to draw Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, Jones on a sketch pad. I love the
cover
there
art.
I was. I was in
adorable.
my element, man. So.
Oh, that's so sweet. I imagine little baby Lisa on the floor with her little record player.
I was just listening. My mind was exploding about all the varied styles of music contained on those records.
Because when you get 4 random guys, well, not really random, but you're putting together a band was formed not from 4 guys who had something in common.
Right. It was a television show about a group that wanted to be like the Beatles. You know,
and so you had these 4 different musical influences.
Yeah, and it just what an incredible thing. So, yeah, I started getting interested in looking at the back of the records to see who wrote all these songs. Because when I'd see Nesmith or Dolenz or Torque or Jones on the back, I got excited that they wrote it. But most of the time, it was who's Boyce and Hart and who is this G. Goffin and
King.
C. King.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I was kind of coming in to know who all these songwriters were, but not. And then I'd see N. Diamond, and I'm like, Neil Diamond wrote this.
Yes.
You know, so again, the show plus the music hit me on so many levels.
Right.
So thank you MTV for putting the show back on the air.
Yes, MTV. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I sound like somebody else. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Tava.
Yes.
All right. So we are finishing disc 1, by the way. This is the end of disc 1 of the box set. We need to have like a little. Oh no, we're sad. Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was going to be like the happy, like a ceremony, but no, we can be sad.
Okay.
Yeah. Goodbye, disc 1. All right. So episode 8. That was the sound of me taking off my glasses. Okay. Putting the glasses back on. That was a bad idea. Oh, age. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth is this episode. I usually read the directing, and I didn't do it last episode, so I'm going to do it this episode. So, directed by, there we go. There's the distance for the old eyes.
Spot.
All right. Directed by Robert Rafelson. Written by Dave Evans. Produced by Bob and Bert. Associate producer Ward Sylvester. A Raybert production. After Davy innocently agrees to take care of a youngster's horse, the Monkees face either breaking the little boy's heart or almost certain eviction. Production notes. Don't Look a Gift Horse in the Mouth was filmed in June 1966. Screen Gem's original script synopsis called for Davy to be confronted by a boy with a baby elephant instead of a camel in the show's tag sequence. Because they couldn't get that elephant. Songs are Papa Jean's Blues and All the King's Horses, both Nesmith tunes. 2 Nesmiths on this one.
All right.
So do you remember this episode?
I do, very much so.
Yeah.
I do. I very much enjoyed this episode. I remember watching it back then in the 80s. For some reason,
Right.
That was one of the episodes I watched again and again back then, in my early viewing of the show.
I remember hating this episode.
I think I know I really love the music. And I just remember an older guy
Yeah,
character. And I don't know. He looked like I think he's in other episodes.
He is, yes.
Doesn't he play the preacher? And, yeah, he plays the preacher in Hillbilly Honeymoon.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Don't argue. Don't fight. I gotta get out of here.
But I don't know why. Maybe because I was newly, reading about the Monkees, and I knew how much Davy Jones was. He had horses. And wanted to be a jockey, and I wasn't a Davy girl necessarily, but for some reason I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Watched it multiple times back then. As with the last episode, I have not watched this one.
Oh boy!
I don't know how long.
Ooh, exciting! All right, I remember not liking this episode. I don't know why I didn't like it. I've seen it since then. I'm like, this isn't that bad, but something about this bored me as a child. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Are you guys ready? Google it. Oh, no, you can watch on, what was it? MeTV and DirecTV and something. Sling. Thank you. Or just Google it. Google it. Yes. All right. Here we go. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Let's watch. What a hilarious episode that was. Yuck, I didn't see you come in there. Hi, we're back. So I was talking to the listeners, not you, Lisa. I saw that you're back. All right, so that was Don't Look a Gift Horse in the Mouth, which is not even a pun.
No,
that's
just a saying.
Just the saying. Lazy writing.
Lazy. They just couldn't think of anything else.
It's a shame. Oh, my friend's name is Alan. Hi, Alan. I'm so sorry that I forgot your name. Alan, who met me at Sketchfest and kept me company when I was waiting for my car. And I was such a jerk that I forgot his name. Alan. Thank you, Alan.
Hi, Alan.
And a correction. Not a correction, a clarification. The David Wayne that we have been talking about is not David Wayne from the state. We are not best friends with David Wayne, director, possibly writer of oh gosh, that hilarious movie that just escaped my brain, Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh no.
This is a different David Wayne, not the ancient actor that passed away a few years ago. Not that David Wayne.
Giving him a shout out.
This is David Wayne Keane.
Yes.
Not from the state.
Okay. The lovely David Wayne Keane.
Yes. Okay. All right. So after those corrections, back to episode 8. So we start with Davy doing handstands on the beach. Check him out, ladies.
Just check him out. There
Look
he
at
is.
him. There he is.
Glory.
With his little tidy red shorts on there.
Like Baywatch shorts.
Yes, totally Baywatch shorts.
That's how they got the idea.
And then he's doing flips and whatnot. And then there's like a little kid there. Hey, mister. Well, what was that?
You were thinking of the Music Man.
Is it Winthrop? Is that his name? What is his name?
Oh, in the Music Man?
Yeah, anyway. I think it's Winthrop. Anyway, that's
Hey,
you.
mister.
Hey, mister, will you wash my pet? And oh no, he's got a horse now.
It's Black Beauty.
Black Beauty. His name
It was
is
a beautiful, looked like the Black Stallion.
Did it?
Dark,
it was
beautiful.
It was a lovely horse.
White tuft in the middle. Yeah.
It's a good looking horse.
Beautiful horse.
I worry for that horse. I really hope. Because, I don't know, back then, were they really that careful with how they treated animals on set? I don't think they were.
They didn't have the standards and practices. They didn't, that's for sure.
So there are some things coming up that I worry about that horse. All right, so back inside the pad where Peter is wearing a weird vest. A weird vest.
That is strange. It has these weird cutouts.
Yeah, it has a cut. It looks like pockets, but no, it's just open, and then it's got like pointy shoulders.
I don't.
So weird.
JCPenney got it wrong.
Yeah, it looks like something from a Star Trek episode.
Yeah, maybe. Oh well, did they film on the same lot?
I don't know.
Might have grabbed the wrong wardrobe.
Oh, oops.
That was for Shatner.
So so many mix-ups. What's this trouble doing? All right, so Peter is making dinner.
Yes,
and he is served up cream of root beer soup.
Cream of root beer,
which shows up a lot in fanfic. I don't know how much you are how much you read fanfic, but that root beer soup is referenced a lot in Monkees fanfic.
It's awesome,
which is great, and it turns Micky into a werewolf.
Yeah. Here we go again.
Yes. Yeah. And so Mickey's jumping around, werewolfing it up.
Ow!
Mike helpfully put some salt on his hand.
That whole bit is very funny.
For him to gnaw on for a while. And then like they go to that scary bird that's over their door.
They've got so many great things in that apartment.
That bird is terrifying.
It was very scary.
And its eye, it blinks. It's horrible. What is that? Is it a vulture?
I thought it was like, it looked like an eagle, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what it's horrible. It's like, it looks like it's molting. It's
just scary.
It is in bad shape.
It's in really bad shape.
And oh no, the landlord shows up with the scary scary landlord music. And that's what's the name of that actor?
That is Henry Corden, also known as the voice of
Fred Flintstone. Yes, so Fred Flintstone, the landlord, shows up.
He became the voice of Fred Flintstone after the original voice over actor Alan Reed passed away.
Right. History.
Hey, those are my fruity pebbles.
Come back. That was always weird. Those pebbles. Okay. Anyway. All right. So he thinks there's a dog in the pad, and was he outside? Was Mr. Babbitt just walking by? Because he knocked on that door like 30 seconds after Micky started his werewolf thing.
Yeah, so it was a little bit.
Yeah, he must have been just outside.
Yeah.
So they get rid of Mr. Babbitt.
Well, he says what's going on. He goes, well, when you're being a werewolf.
Like, as you do.
Yeah, just like you do.
know when you're pretending to be a werewolf.
Really tried to sell him on the idea, too.
He's very sincere about it.
Yeah.
And so they get rid of Mr. Babbitt, but he says, you better not have a real werewolf in here. I can't say, oh my gosh, it's just like MST3K. A werewolf. I'm just a werewolf. You better not have a real werewolf in here. Now I can't say it.
Or a dog.
And then guess who shows up on the patio with a horse? It's Davy. Hey fellas, guess what? Little grin and a shrug.
It's the I'm Davy face. That's what I wrote in my notes. I'm Davy.
Like, I'm adorable.
I'm Davy. I'm cute. Hands up. Head tilt. Look at me. Okay. I goofed up.
So they got an exterior shot when he's talking to the kids. Like, oh, I live over there. And he points. And then you get an exterior shot of that one shot that they have of the house. Those are stairs. Yeah. Right? He took that horse stairs. Up the stairs. That is not good horsemanship.
No.
You do not take horses up
the stairs.
Rickety stairs. Davy. You know better than that. All right. So that's how we go to the credits. And then you said you met the writer. Was it the writer, Dave Evans?
Dave Evans. Yeah, he wrote this episode. He wrote a handful of episodes easily for the Monkees, or co-wrote. And I did meet him at a Monkees event at the Egyptian Theater back in 2009. They were playing 4 Monkees episodes.
Oh.
This is when Andrew Sandoval's book came out.
Right, okay.
And I was lucky enough to say hi to him and get a picture. And just
nice.
And one of his episodes was on the bill. So it was really fun. I got to meet Andrew Sandoval then. Some of the Monkees girls, some of the girls that have played girlfriends and other roles in the shows. A bunch of them came to it. So it was fun.
Oh.
Yeah, he does show up at a lot. He came to the Dave Evans. I think was at the Troubadour last year to see Mike.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's still very.
Oh, that's cool.
Participatory.
Okay, you know what I think of every time I saw his name? I was at a Dale Evans.
Oh, Dale Evans.
Now, wasn't that like the cowboy lady?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I always.
Well, there was a Dave Evans that was one of my managers at a previous job, and he went by Dave Evans, not David Evans. So every time I see Dave Evans, I'm like, oh, what? No.
I always think of Dale Evans, and then I have betrayals. That's what I go to. Okay. So, how did the horse get upstairs? We don't know. All right. Oh, and then so since the landlord keeps coming back, we get lots of shots of the exterior of their house. And okay, it looks like a courtyard. It doesn't look like the outside. It doesn't look like their house is like on a street.
No.
It looks like there's like a courtyard for their house. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm guessing they're supposed to live, since they have the beach house, and the way that some of us learn later is like, if it's a beach house in Malibu, then there's PCH, and then there's some extension, that could lead to the house.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Perhaps.
All right, because it used to bother me as a kid. I'm like, that's not outdoors.
But that's not something I would have known. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Clearly like a courtyard or something. Anyway, so they have the keep off the grass, which is probably a pot reference.
Yep.
And then they have a boot.
Just this random boot.
Instead of a mailbox.
I think this is the first time I was really in tune to that today. Again, the beauty of Blu-ray.
Yes.
I'm like actually paying attention.
You can see things.
I'm like, that is a freaking boot with a piece of tape on it.
It's a boot.
What is that?
What? I'm pretty sure the mailman was like, no. That's how they avoid getting bills.
Yeah.
Mailman comes up. No.
You and I collectively just noticed the boot. We tuned into that at the same time. And then we tuned into it again when we had to see what the sign said. Mail drop.
Mailed. Oh, okay. Mail here.
Oh, okay. All right. They get their mail in a boot.
Yes. That's really gross. Okay. So, yeah, I wrote boot in parentheses and then landlord. Great. I did a really good job of taking notes here. So the landlord comes. Why does the landlord come back? Does he?
Because Micky tried to do his. He told
Micky
Davy
was
he
explaining.
was working on his werewolf impression, and he's like, "You have to get the right ow." And the landlord comes back
right back there, and they're like,
and Mike is the voice of reason again, just saying, "We got to get this
the
horse out of here.
Right.
We're gonna get kicked out. We're gonna get in trouble." And parent Mike.
Yeah, Mike the mom. And this is where I'm worried for the horse. They get the masquerade. That's not the word.
Horse mask?
Masquerade. Did I mean pantomime horse? I don't know what I meant. Anyway.
Horse costume.
Yeah. But yeah, they're pulling on and I'm watching it carefully now, and they're not really pulling the horse, but I always was worried. Like, are they
pantomiming that they're
they're not really pulling the horse. Yeah. They give the horse, they say, let's coax him with some food. And Micky is very offended that Peter would dare to coax a horse with salami.
Yes, he goes, you don't feed a horse salami.
I'm sure a horse would eat salami. What does a horse care?
It's not made of horse. Hopefully,
maybe their salami is. They're not.
They're poor. They're down on their luck.
Yeah, they have to buy the horse salami. So that was
something that I'm gonna have to.
Sorry.
Erase.
And that was a big chunk of salami too.
Yeah, it was.
That was like probably expensive for them.
Yeah,
that was a big chunk. Okay, and so of course you don't feed a horse. Well, let's try the soup. Okay, Micky.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Root beer soup.
Salami is insane, but root beer soup. Yeah, okay. Yeah, horses like that.
And I'm sitting there watching. Well, it has sugar. I'm sitting there saying it out loud.
That's true. Oh my gosh, it's probably sweet.
I'm justifying it.
So the horse is lapping up the bowl of soup. Oh, so gross, and it's like just brown liquid. They did a pretty good job with that, and then Davy is coming downstairs, and then they shake the camera a lot. Shaky. Oh, boom, boom.
Thud.
And then the horse is lying down with a pillow.
But they landed perfectly on a pillow.
Which is nice. I never noticed that before. The horse has a pillow.
In case you have horses coming over, lay down pillows.
Which makes me think that maybe they did not mistreat this horse on set, since, you know what? Davy was like, you will not harm this horse. Yeah. Davy laid down the law.
He was very much on board in making sure this horse was well taken care of.
So the horsey had a pillow for his little head, because honestly, I'm always surprised that the horse is lying down on set.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've seen this episode, but I'm always like, oh, the horse is like, oh no. I like panic, because it just...
How do you get the horse to... I mean, I guess you have to train it a certain way to be able to... I don't know.
Just horses lying...
with horses, so what do I know?
It doesn't look right. And I was like, oh, horse is sick. And that's what they mean. Yeah, the horse is sick.
Horses should not have root beer soup.
No, cream of root beer soup. Cream. And so I wrote that the horse is cozy with a pillow. And so then Mom Mike immediately goes to the phone to call a veterinarian. He's on it. He has that number memorized.
Yes.
And it is Dr. Man with
Jerry Colonna.
With his crazy eyes and weird glasses and big old mustache.
And another great character actor.
Now, where have I seen him?
You might know his voice very well. He is the voice of the Mad Hatter in the Disney version of Alice in Wonderland.
Oh my goodness!
Not the Mad Hatter.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. No, not the Mad Hatter. That was Ed Wynn. He's the rabbit.
Oh,
at the tea party.
The rabbit, the one that's late for very important.
Not the white rabbit.
No, okay. All right.
He's
guys might want to fast forward through this.
At the tea party. He's at the tea party.
Okay.
He's at the tea party.
The March Hare?
The March Hare. Thank you.
Mad March Hare. The Mad March Hare.
Yes, March Hare.
Awesome.
Ed Wynn's the Mad Hatter.
Right.
Jerry Colonna's the March Hare.
Okay.
Yes.
But like I've seen him.
Oh yes.
I got to figure out where I've seen him since, because second time I have kicked the microphone into my face.
I mean, he was all over it
right
back in the day.
So I'll have to
he's
look
got
up
a long career,
like where else I'd seen him.
Yeah, but yeah, you can't miss the face. I mean, he's got the very distinct look.
Yes, he's wacky. He is wacky. So there's like a whole bit about monkeys and horses and singing monkeys, and a monkey that thinks he's a horse thinks he's a monkey. And then Mike's all of a sudden in the vet office, just there, and trying to explain things to Dr. Mann. Dr. Mann has a good line. I'm a veterinarian, you know.
I'm a veterinarian,
It's very good. Yeah. And there's a sign in the back that used to bother me on like old tapes and YouTube fuzziness. And in the back of the veterinarian's office, like right behind Mike, there's like a poster of like a one of those basset hounds, like a cartoon of a basset hound, and it says Dunphy the Wonder Dog. What is that? What is Dunphy the Wonder Dog?
I wonder if he is a voice that maybe somebody did.
Is it a show? Are they on the set of Dunphy the Wonder Dog? Is it an inside joke?
It's got to be inside.
Because it's so prominent.
Yes. Well, both he and the landlord had varied voiceover careers.
That's
so if it's
true.
an animated dog,
but Dunphy the Wonder
could have
Dog
actually been a series.
It's so weird because it's just right there. All right. And why would a vet have like a wonder? You know what I mean? It's like usually vet offices just have like, oh, like there's a lab and like, oh, Cocker Spaniel. You know, they just have like realistic
But you said
posters.
was it an animated?
No, it was like, it was a cartoon drawing
dog,
of a basset hound.
Wow.
And it says Dunphy the Wonder Dog.
We're looking that up later.
All right.
Or maybe not.
Maybe, yeah, we don't know. All right. Oh, and I wrote a note here. So fuzzy. So many like weird post filming zooms and moving the camera around. It's like they didn't shoot it right the first time. So you know who loves editing, you guys?
I do.
Lisa loves editing.
I love editing.
It's like when they were editing it, they're like, that shouldn't be in the shot. Let's just like crop that. We'll just like zoom unnecessarily in here. And then we'll just pan oddly over here. And it's so weird to see now. It is so weird. It makes me think like somebody didn't do their job. Right? That's what I think. I'm like,
somebody didn't keep off the grass.
That laugh. That was a terrible laugh for me. All right. So, anyway, very fuzzy with weird zooms and stuff on the, with Dr. Mann and, oh gosh, I'm lost. Okay. I'm a veterinarian, you know. And then, so there's all this hijinks with the horse costume. I mean, there's a lot going on here.
The neighbor
you guys.
comes over with the cake.
Mrs. Purdy, I think her name is.
Oh my gosh.
I love their neighbors. Their neighbors are all elderly people who love them.
Yes. She comes over with a cake.
With a cake. Oh, you guys need some home cooking. And then she sees a horse.
Because everybody faints when they see a horse.
Oh, it's a horse.
She's a horse. And down she goes.
She faints. And Mickey has planned. Oh, wait, we're back to Mad Scientist Mickey, which I love. Mad Scientist Mickey. He has planned, like, if anything goes wrong with their weird plan, which I don't even remember what their plan was, it had to do with the costume horse and the horse.
Yeah, just go get and the fact that they have a horse costume.
Yes. Well, you know, they're the Monkees. They have everything.
I guess.
Yeah. It's funny. I never questioned that they had a horse costume. Like, of course they have a horse.
I have to stop questioning.
Yeah. They like, go get the horse
go,
costume.
Lisa, let it go.
No, okay. So, yeah. And all that, Mickey throws out a smoke bomb.
Oh yeah, get the smoke bomb just in case.
Just in case
Babbitt comes back. So a smoke bomb will disguise the horse just enough.
Oh, so they can switch? Was that the idea?
So they could switch. I think that was the idea.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, Mickey. All right, I apologize. So Mickey, when Mrs. Purdy faints, Mickey throws the smoke bomb. It's so stupid. I don't know why I'm laughing because it's funny to me. It's really dumb, but it's funny to me. So now, and there's a lot of smoke, people. Like, I think they seriously, Mickey cannot see in this scene, everybody.
No,
he's
really like wafting through. He's like, whoa.
He can't quite get to Mike to do the next scene. He runs into Mike and then like, oh no, she fainted, go get water. And so then Mickey comes back and literally falls. Just like not on purpose. That was a real fall.
I'm so glad they kept that in.
The water goes flying.
Was splash.
And he has to go back and get more water. It's so good. And then Dr. Mann comes. So wait, she opens her eyes again. She keeps fainting over and over again.
And then the horse costume face catches her.
Right. So
she goes, oh, no, the veterinarian wakes
comes
her
in.
up.
Yeah.
Wakes her and he said, I ordinarily don't handle cases like this. I'm a veterinarian. She goes, veterinarian. And she can't even get the word out. She goes, veterinarian.
And she passes out again. A lot of fainting in the Monkees.
A lot of fainting.
Because I guess that was like a comedy staple in the 60s. It's just like people faint all the time.
Over some of the silliest things.
Yeah. It's like, what? You're pregnant? Oh. Yeah. People just faint. Have you ever seen anybody faint?
I have.
Have you fainted?
I have.
Oh,
yes.
No. Did you hurt yourself or was it like okay?
It wasn't very good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I have fainted once and not known and come to, and somebody said, you turned, completely like so pale. I'm already almost translucent, but I really just like turned so white and I came to and I had no idea, but I remember waking up and they said, you scared me.
Wow.
And I'm like, I know I made a joke about it because I remember them laughing. I bet I said something like, what did I see? What made me faint?
Oh, wow.
Because of that whole thing.
Yeah. Something. Yeah. Oh, no.
A horse.
Yes. There was a horse and you fainted. Mm-hmm. I had, when I was student teaching, I had a student faint. Did she faint? Or did she, wait, she sat down very suddenly, and I think it was because she was feeling faint because I was conducting. It was the winter concert, and I was conducting the girls' choir in the high school, and all of a sudden one of the students just like, boom, just like disappeared from.
Wow.
And I think she just sat down. I think she was feeling faint, and she just went down. And I was like, smart girl, good job.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's the only time I've seen. Yeah, I don't think I've had a student faint before. I've had kids pee their pants.
Oh.
I've had, a little girl was afraid to ask me to go to the bathroom when I was teaching summer school.
And she ended up
peed. I felt so bad. Like, I'm not scary. You could ask me to
Poor
go.
thing.
Anyway, fainting.
Yes, I don't think a horse or a veterinarian has made me faint before.
I don't think I've never fainted. Knock wood.
Yeah, there's some right there.
I've had panic attacks though, and I felt like I was going to faint.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah.
For sure.
All right. So where were we? Mrs. Purdy's fainting, mad scientist. Micky smoke bombs, fainting. Okay. And then we're back on the beach. I guess they cleared out all the smoke and oh wait, Mr. Babbitt faints. We forgot.
Yes, Mr. Babbitt comes to the door again. And he sees the horse costume.
and he's like,
and there's Peter's voice says, hi, Mr. Babbitt. And he goes, talks.
And then he faints. Oh, fainting. And then we're back on the beach with Jeremy. Yeah.
Jeremy the horse.
Jeremy the horse. Yeah.
That's a very formal name.
I like it, though.
I do, too. It's
Jeremy.
Cool. I like the name Jeremy.
Yeah, it's a good name. And so Davy's riding. And the kid shows up and he's like, oh, yeah, kid. Okay, what's the deal? It's like, what's going on here? Why am I taking care of your horse? And he's like, well, my dad doesn't want me to keep it because it's not a good horse and it's going to sell it and it's bad. And maybe you can talk to him. And next thing you know, we're in a Jeep. Who's
Jeep? Yeah.
And we're riding to the farm. You know, the farm that's in Malibu.
Well,
Malibu Farms.
Yeah, it's right on the ocean.
Right.
Not
it's right there.
At all by the ocean.
Because, the kid walked his horse from this farm to the beach. So it's got to be just right on the other side of PCH there.
Down the stairs, up the
stairs. Yes. Just carefully. Oh, the poor horse going, oh my God.
Skilled horse.
So, yeah, we're on the farm now. And we have like weird farm music. I think it's like traveling music.
It is like traveling music, yeah.
And Davy's driving the Jeep because, you let the Englishman drive. And so, Davy is wearing a sensible sweater. Did you see his? It was a sensible cardigan.
I liked it.
It was nice.
It was very nice. That was very British. He's gonna be the one riding the horse, and he was the English jockey and everything. And it's sort of like they let him have a lot of ownership in this episode.
That's
I think.
True. Yes.
This is my episode. I get to be on the horse.
Give the horse
a pillow. I'm going to wear a sweater from my native England.
Root beer soup. It should be cream of root beer. Okay. So very
because
particular.
That's so English.
Yes. We love the root beer. So they go to talk to the dad, which
Pa.
is okay. How old is Pa?
I'm on the same wavelength. I think
Pa.
I've been on that wavelength ever since I first saw the episode.
Yes, I'm like, that's your grandfather, son. Somebody is
Pa's
lying.
a little long in the tooth.
Somebody is lying to this child.
Somebody is lying to this child.
That is your grandfather.
Soon thereafter, though, the local guy,
neighbor,
who could be the dad.
Oh no!
I think he might be Pa's son.
Yes. Okay. This lines up with the theory I have for later. Okay. Yes, that is the boy's father.
That's the boy's father.
All right. Yeah. So
and he's just some hotshot
farmer
guy, but he's not really taking care of his kid.
No, he's not. He's got to take care of Charlemagne, his horse Charlemagne.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so they try to talk some sense into Pa, and they say, "Oh, we'll work it off. We'll work for $100 because he wants $100 for the horse or something."
But the thing is did he have farm hands already that he was paying a salary?
No, I don't think he was.
So how does that even work then? This $100. I've never quite understood. Is there something I'm missing?
I don't know because
we can work it off. Meaning, like, are you going to save money?
I don't even understand the whole transaction
because he looks like a real tired Pa, and it looks like he's doing all that work.
Yeah, I don't want this horse. It can't do any work. All right, give me $100 and I'll keep the horse. That doesn't make any sense. And then
he'll cost like $100 to keep.
But that's a one-time.
That's not very much money. Even in the 60s,
yeah,
that was not very much.
It does not make sense.
We're just going to run with it.
All right. So they were like, well, we'll work it off.
They have smoke bombs and horse costumes in their house. Yes. We're just going to go with this. I think
Davy said, it'll work, $100.
Dave Evans, we need to have a meeting. There must be something else in there that was maybe edited out.
Maybe.
You know.
Or they just said, who cares? It's a children's show. Just film it.
Just do it.
Film it. So they're going to work for one day. He's going to try him out. Pa's going to try him out for one day. What time? When do we start? Tomorrow, bright and early. And they slept in the barn.
Yeah, slept in the barn overnight already in their overalls.
And their little overalls and hats.
So cute.
Real cute.
So cute. Mickey waking up all tired. I don't know what it is about him. When I was like 14 and watching that episode and he's all sleepy.
Oh.
I'm like, he's so cute.
This is what it would be like.
It would be like to see him in the morning. Because that was going to happen. And when I got into the Monkees, he was already 40.
He's got children
and
already.
Kids, multiple kids. One's my age. You know, it's all going to happen.
Yes.
When you're 14, anything's possible.
Anything. It's okay.
But
yeah,
yes, it was very cute.
Yes, it is.
And we find out it's Tuesday about 5 times.
Yes, it's Tuesday morning.
It's Tuesday morning.
I thought it was Monday night. Says somebody. I don't remember whose line that is.
Oh my goodness.
And then they have a fun mix of what? We've got to milk the back 40? Yeah.
Yeah, feed the chickens to the cows.
And so they get up and they're going to do their chores. And then the haystack. They're baling hay. I don't know what that's called. I'm sorry. I know my people are from Arkansas. This is very embarrassing, I'm sure, for some of my uncles.
They're getting the hay onto a wagon. And Mike's standing on the wagon in the way.
Yeah, and they're just like throwing hay at him.
Them throw the hay up there.
Yeah, and then they don't know where Peter is. And so, of course, they start stabbing
the hay.
Hay with their pitchforks. That's how you find somebody.
Let's make sure he's...
Jab it.
Yeah, so...
Peter, where are you? Oh, he's bled out. Oh, no. No, he's gone. The end. End of the episode. And then Peter was
right.
Peter was napping. And I'm like, oh,
go back to sleep, Peter.
Oh,
another cute sleepy face moment.
Yes, that was one of my favorites.
That was for all the Peter.
That was
Peter
for
girls.
me.
Yes.
And then that's when the neighbor, I don't know what his name is.
I looked up the credits, and I can't remember his name, but
all right, Dad.
We'll just call him the real dad.
The real dad.
You are the father.
Woohoo! He faints. Oh no,
a horse.
So he shows up in bad mouths. I don't even care what this guy has to say. I'm sorry because I hated this episode.
He just saunters up.
He's like, your horse sucks. I don't know what his point. I don't know what his deal is.
Your horse has nothing over my Charlemagne.
Charlemagne. It's like, all right, dude, great. You have a great horse.
Who are you?
Get out of here.
Who are you? Horse
and
guy.
And then it's time for the hog call. Peter's gonna call the hogs.
Yes, more farming fun.
And
that was funny.
And so Micky explains how to do. hog call. And
he goes, you mean the suey thing?
The suey, yes.
Yeah, the suey thing.
And this little piggy's going to run up to him. He does little piggy running with his hands, and they run up to right up to Peter's chest, and it's adorable, and I love it.
It's very cute.
And so then Pete sits down, gets out a harmonica, which in my head always was a pitch pipe. And I was like, oh, it's a harmonica.
I thought it was a pitch pipe, too.
Yeah. But and then he starts to warm up.
I was just warming up.
And then Micky sueys very loudly. I mean, even before we get to the bit on how loud it is, it's very loud. It's very loud sueying.
Turn the volume down before that happens.
And then they get exterior, like the increasingly exterior shots of it's the city, and then like Mr. Babbitt is knocking on their door
all the way back in Malibu,
which is just across the road, so it's really not that big.
Although it was noted as we were watching that this the on location shot where they shot all that.
That's true.
The
farm is
and
beautiful.
Clearly nowhere near Malibu.
But it's close enough for that kid to walk. They defeat the close enough for that kid to walk with his horse, yet far enough for if Micky says suey, it's outrageous that Mr. Babbitt can hear it.
That's right. Because it goes all across the city.
Yeah.
It goes into the forest. There is a squirrel.
The squirrel that runs away. See, okay, this is why I did not like this up. Now I'm getting into why I did not like this. Can figure out where this farm is. Don't know who this guy is that wanders up. This is why young Takura did not care for this episode. Okay.
See, adult Lisa is finding some issue with it now.
Yes.
But 14-year-old Lisa, well into my 20s, and whenever I'd watch the episode at random, had never gave it pause for thought.
You were just like, oh, sleepy Micky.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh. Okay, so then they start throwing chickens at them because chickens start showing up because like, oh no, he's called the chickens.
It's a chicken call.
But clearly somebody has thrown a chicken into the shot.
Yes.
And like almost hits Micky.
Very obvious.
Chickens. People are very handsy with chickens.
Yes.
People just grab chickens and run around. And like on lots of TV shows, people are just grabbing chickens. Are chickens okay with this? Is the SPCA okay with the grabbing of chickens?
They're very skittish animals as it is, and
it just seems like needless torturing of chickens.
Yeah, why upset them more?
Right. So they're just they're throwing. I think Davy throws a chicken at somebody.
He does, and then Micky's got the chicken. He goes, "Here, Mike, hold this."
He
tosses the chicken up like it's gonna fly away. Chickens don't fly.
There's a lot of chicken abuse. All right, so we have chicken abuse after the cute pig suey. Oh, and being from Arkansas, that was some terrible pig calling.
Very bad. You want to do a demo right now?
I don't know. This is just for football games, by the way. This is not really calling pigs. This is suey, pig, suey. There we go. Thank you. I like my favorite part is the pig. Because, like, you say suey and the animal's like, what? And the pig, oh, that's me, pig. Yes. And then that's when they run over. My favorite part of the pig call. All right. So they're going to do their chores. It's time to milk the cow. Right? And
yes,
Mike's going to go mourn the cow.
First it was Micky's job and he gives the pail to Mike.
Right. And and then there's like a Papa Jane Blues comes back.
Yeah, and it was just on the last episode.
Yeah, which is weird. I don't know why they did that.
Very strange, but not that I'm complaining. I love the song.
And they're the hijinks. They're throwing that bucket around. They're just running around like young men do.
You milk the cow. No, you milk the cow.
And they're playing on farm equipment.
Yeah,
as you do.
Teeter-tottering on farm equipment.
Yes, and well, I think that's
And then
it.
there's a matador sequence that comes into play.
Right. So in the middle of Papa Jane's Blues, they get to the cow area.
Mm-hmm.
Cow arena.
Cow arena.
And then the music cuts out, and then we get like Spanish, like matador music. And then it's matador fantasy. Yeah. All the guys get really awesome outfits, though.
Yes, they do. They're so shiny.
Shiny, very shiny matador outfits. And then we have some shots that were used in the opening credits of Mike with the red cape thing. And it's interspersed with stock footage of actual bullfighting.
Yes.
And it's very silly, and I enjoy it. I especially like when Mike flings a little cape over the cow's butt.
and if you look at him during the sequence, he's very in it. He's very, he
is committed.
He's very committed.
To the posture and the movements.
I love it.
Yeah, it is one of my favorites.
They're sort of like, I felt that the costuming was very reminiscent of the coloring and shine of Sgt. Pepper, only matadors.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So I wondered if maybe there was a purpose to that. I don't know.
That's good.
Is Sgt. Pepper out yet? Or did that come
No,
out later?
no, that was later.
Oh, wait. So the Monkees influenced Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah,
there it is.
There it is, right there.
There it is. I just
You
blew
did it.
everyone's mind.
You got it.
Right now.
Got that, Andrew? So, how expensive? I always thought that'd be an expensive costume. Like a matter, because there's so much detailing.
Yeah, for sure.
And they got 4, and like, let's put it on these goofballs. Like, that's amazing to me. Because I would not trust a 20-year-old kid with a Matador costume. No, you don't. One of you gets to wear it. And then that bit ends, and the song comes back on, which is so weird to just cut the middle of a song, put in some Matador music, and then go back to the end of the song. So bizarre. But then Mike is so proud that he has milk to this cow.
Yes.
The look on his face is just, he is so proud, and he sticks his tongue out at the cow. And then they pass the bucket down, and then
oh no,
Peter pours the milk on Farmer Pa. Was that real milk?
It looked like it.
I think it's real milk.
Looks skim.
No, because like real milk looks watery on film, right?
Does.
Yeah. So I think,
yes, it did look like real milk.
So I think they use real milk, not like a bucket of glue or whatever they would use for other things. It's always, because I remember as a kid, I'm like, that's water. And now I'm like, no, that's probably real milk.
Yeah, I think it was real milk.
Oh, that poor actor. All right. And so then he's mad. Get out, he says.
Pack your things.
And then the little wipe. Did you notice the little wipe to the next scene is like drippy, like milk? They do a little milk transition to the next scene.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Fancy.
Clever.
Eat your heart out, Star Wars. They did a little wipe there, a little milk wipe.
Nice. Let's clean the milk.
Milk. And oh wow.
Flashback to Davy in the sweater.
Yeah. And then
breaking the news to the boy. That
thank you.
They gotta go.
They gotta go.
I'm sorry.
And then here's where my theory comes in.
All right.
The neighbor is the hero. The neighbor is the hero because it's, you know what? You can keep that horse. I'll give you $100 if you can beat Charlemagne.
Right.
Neighbor knows he's gonna let Davy win.
You think?
Yes. That neighbor is the hero. His dad.
Because it's his dad, and
it's his dad.
Oh yes, of course.
So he's like, oh, I have $100. I can just do. Like, oh, how do I do that? Oh, okay, I'll challenge him to a race.
There you go.
He clearly throws. He's the hero.
Yes.
So he's like, oh, I'll give you $100. You can beat my horse. Which again, this whole $100 thing makes no sense.
It doesn't, and he gets to win over the boy, even though the boy doesn't know that that's his real dad.
Mm-hmm. See. Mm-hmm. Telling you, that's why the neighbor is there.
Yep.
All right, so then we're on the beach because why race on the beautiful farm
where there's lots of
land and room,
miles and miles, acreage, lots of acreage.
Let's take the horses back across the city or across the highway. We don't know, to the beach to have the race, and so Davy gets to wear his jockey outfit,
yes,
which looks really good in Blu-ray. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Is it purple and red or blue and red? I can't tell. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But it's really cute, little bow on his hat, which I think is adorable. I'm sure it's not supposed to be adorable, but I think it's adorable.
He does look cute.
His bow on his hat. Cute. And Micky is doing his bookie bit.
I called it the Hollywood agent.
It's just the same voice.
It's the same voice.
It's your fast talking, smarty, businessy, shady businessman.
Shady businessman. Yeah.
So
same thing.
And he's telling Davey what to do. And then Mike comes over, and he's got sand in his boot. And so then Peter comes over to take off his boot. And they do a cute little pratfally thing.
He did a full flip, man.
Where Davey sits down on the sand, and Peter goes to pull off his boot. And then he, in his effort to pull, Davey really kicks him. And he does a full flip onto the beach. It's well done. I used to think this is 13-year-old Takura stupid. Now Takura, that was good. That was impressive.
Really good. Yeah, very impressive. And Peter's not typically the one that would do that.
Yeah, do the flips. Yeah. So that was really good. I'm sorry. I apologize for 13-year-old Takura who thought that was dumb. And then they get ready to do I don't know. There's probably more jokey stuff that happens, but
it kind of jumps into the race.
It jumps to the race. Okay. Yeah. I still hate this episode. I'm like, they go blah, blah, blah. All right, at the end. And then, okay, here's the other reason I don't like this. Because then they start the song
All the King's
Horses, which is a good song.
Yeah.
I seem to remember watching this episode back in the day. The music, it sounded really bad. The track was horrible when I was watching this back in the day, and the music sounded terrible.
It sounded out of tune.
And I remember going, yuck, this is terrible.
It did. You're absolutely right. I remember that
too.
I don't know what happened with the copy that was being run, but something happened with that track.
And it was just trash.
It sounded off.
And I think, again, why? I was like,
didn't sound off today.
No, it sounds beautiful now.
Sounds great.
It sounds really great. I'm like, oh, this is a great song that I never paid any attention to as a kid because that copy that we all saw was awful. Not we all saw. 80s people, 80s generation.
Yeah.
And they do a bugle bit that I hated at the time because I was a brass player. And I'm like, okay, you don't need that much air to blow through a bugle. You're not going to pass out from blowing a bugle. If it was a tuba or something, sure, you might, hurt yourself a little bit. But they keep doing this bit where everybody's blowing into the bugle and then they fall over backwards. And that was another thing that bothered me. Everybody kept doing the same thing. They kept falling backwards. Like nobody nobody did anything different. It was always blowing to the bugle, falling backwards. Lazy. Don't care for it. No, thank you. Another reason why they shouldn't have the race on the beach, they almost run over a dog and some kids. Do you see that?
Yes. It's hazardous. They had a huge farm. They had acreage to play with, but no, they're going to disturb a family having a little beach day.
There are other people on the beach
who clearly didn't know that there was filming going on that day.
What? This poor dog, that poor little white dog is very upset at seeing those horses run towards him. So, hey, surprise, surprise, Davy wins the race, you guys. What?
Wow.
Neighbor dad threw it. Okay.
He did. I'm with you on this now.
I mean, no shade to Peter. I mean, Davy, you're an amazing jockey, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But come on, that was his plan. And then the paw, I don't know, but he holds me up, is what his line sounds like. And I think the only reason that Lisa and I actually know what he says is because we've seen the episode 8 billion times.
Right.
What is it that he actually says, Lisa?
I never would have imagined that of that dead old horse, something like that.
Yeah, come on, hey, do, but hey, dad.
But, oh, yes, it took several viewings to get any, other than the word horse out of that sentence.
Horse. Terrible.
It was not my favorite take. How many takes did they do of that?
One. They did one.
They just did the one?
Lisa. They did one.
Oh, dear.
And when Davy wins,
they losing sunlight for the day.
Peter, Davy's like, come on, one take, we've got it, move on. And then Peter just can't keep his hands off Davy as he went. He is just grabbing at Davy in celebration. It's like, Peter, get it together.
It's a very loving guy.
We're on film. This is being filmed. First was the chin touch on the last episode. Now he's just grabbing him as he gets off the horse. Peter.
Oh, what's going to happen next episode?
Oh, boy. It's a separate disc. Disc 2. We don't know what's happening on disc 2. And then, I wrote Peter mauls Davy. And then tag. Oh, the tag with the camel.
Oh, dear.
So they're on the beach again in the same clothes. I don't know if you noticed, but
yes.
In the same clothes. I think.
Same clothes.
Yeah. And kid comes up to Davy, can you watch my pet? And like, oh no, not again. And it's a camel. And as we read in the notes, I wanted it to be a baby elephant.
They couldn't get the elephant.
I think somebody, I wonder if they're not on the beach. I wonder if there are just no elephants.
Maybe.
Anyway, a baby elephant would have been funnier.
It would have been. That would have been really wacky.
Yeah, that would have been really nice. I'm like, not again with the camel. Do they run away? They just run away.
Yeah, they just get up and leave. Yeah.
What's going to happen?
You're on your own, kid.
No, they're just
how you got a camel to the beach, I don't know. But
tell the kid to move. You don't have to run. The
Nope.
kid's going to chase you with a camel.
Go home.
And then we have yet another tag. We're not done tagging.
No.
We have the rest of Papa Chain's Blues.
Yeah, just sort of a
like
callback.
It's like the section they cut out for the Matador.
Yeah.
They just stuck it in at the end.
Yeah.
So there's more weird hijinky extra romping going on. And then we cut to that purple area where they're singing.
Yes. Oh, them on the stage singing.
Stage is the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
I called it area where you were singing. They cut to the purple stage, the purple set. I'm like, wait, is this the wink?
This is the one.
Is this the wink? And it ends with the wink, the mic wink to the camera. Oh, the wink that made millions of hearts go a fluttery flutter.
And still does.
14-year-old Takura didn't care.
Yeah.
Was not a big mic.
14-year-old Lisa didn't care then. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I didn't dislike it. I just it wasn't Micky Dolenz.
Winks didn't do anything for me as a 13-year-old. I was just well, he closed his eye.
I thought it was cute. I thought it was like, hey,
you know what? I don't even remember noticing it.
Yeah.
I think it was like now people talk about it. I was like, oh yeah, he does wink there.
Well, yeah, all the girls that were the mic girls.
Yes.
They're like, the wink. He's winking at me.
I remember reading a fan magazine. I feel like I've talked about this before. There's like a fan. You know how they reprinted fan magazines in the 80s?
Yes.
I totally bought the Monkees fan magazine. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, girls in the 60s were stupid. Because this one girl wrote in saying that Davy looked right at me through the TV screen. I'm like, honey, no.
Oh, dear.
Why is that happening? But I'm pretty sure some people are like, Mike just winked right at me.
Right at me.
He looked right at me. So yeah, the wink. That was the last thing I wrote. And then I wrote David Wayne Keane, not the state.
It's very important to distinguish the two.
Dang, I would have him as a get. People really, come on. If that was my best friend. All right. I wouldn't have this Lisa person on. What the? Oh, she heard me faint. Okay. So that is the Don't Lick a Gift Horse in the Mouth.
You did it.
I did it. I got through this.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. It was hard. It was very difficult. This episode is terrible.
I'm seeing it in a whole new way.
Now I like them romping on the farm. I think that's the only part I like about it. The horse. And I like Dr. Mann.
Oh, the guest actors are superb.
I like Dr. Mann. I like them romping on the farm, and that's it. Everything else is stupid. The horse costume is dumb. The racing on the beach. Okay, yeah, Davy gets to show off. Great.
Yeah, it was a great feature episode for Davy to show off his skills as a jockey.
Right.
And wear a very British sweater.
Yes. Why didn't you have a cup of tea with him?
When he's not doing the cute Davy face
like,
of the
I'm
oopsie, but once he puts the sweater on, he's all business.
Yeah, proper.
Yeah, he's all business.
Get you a man that can do both.
Yeah.
Be adorable and proper.
Yes.
So, did you have a favorite, performance?
So now that I've had the chance to view it in full and are talking about it previous, and why you don't like it, I going back to the 14-year-old me, I loved it because of Micky. Micky got to be extremely silly in this one.
Definitely,
he
werewolf.
did impressions and silliness and just some throwaway lines that ended up sounding so funny, you know. And I was very much a Micky Dolenz girl from the very beginning, and I loved that he was so not silly, because I think that might put a negative spin on it. But he was so funny, and in that episode he was very funny. You know, he had some really, really funny moments. So I will, aside from Jerry Colonna being Dr. Mann, because he is a veterinarian. I didn't know. is Micky's performance in the episode.
Nice.
What about you?
Oh gosh.
Can you pick somebody?
I don't know. I really
Paw?
But no, not Paw. Paw cannot enunciate. It might be the horse.
Jeremy.
Yeah, I think it's Jeremy the horse, because he ate that soup. Mm-hmm. And then he laid down on the floor. And that's hard, I'm sure, for a horse. Props to Jeremy the horse.
Yeah.
And of course, Jeremy the horse dances the waltz. Wow. On that terrible, terrible reference, I think we're going to wrap things up. I think my Dayquil is wearing off, and I'm starting to fall apart. So
it's two Sgt. Pepper references in one day. In one shot.
There. Oh, yeah. I wrote a paper on Sgt. Pepper. That's
really?
Yeah. Freshman writing class.
Oh, very cool.
In college. You had to like the music, like all the music kids will take this music writing course. And it was pretty cool. I really liked it. But yeah, I can talk for hours on Sgt. Pepper.
Very cool.
Is it?
I like it.
Okay. I mean, I like it too. I wrote a paper on it, but nobody needs to. And do you really need to go that deep into
I guess
the philosophy of fixing
people,
a hole? I mean,
some people do.
The symbolism of side one, side two. I mean, wow.
It worked for the paper.
Yeah, college, man. You just overdo it.
Oh, for sure.
Just everything is like symbolic. Ugh, it's just an album.
I looked at the title of one of my papers that it wasn't related to TV or film or anything like that, and I think it was the final paper. So I was just being all cheeky, and I had the real title, and then I put AKA the last one. Like it was so epic.
It's like a Friends episode.
Pretty much. Yeah, I think that was the name of their last episode, the last one. But I mean, like I was so funny, so clever because this is the last one. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I just really thought a lot of myself.
All right, now while we're hating our college selves, we'll wrap this up.
I'm loving my 14-year-old
self.
self.
14-year-old self. Yeah, you're awesome. College, 18. Get a grip.
Get a grip, girl.
All right, so something that I wanted to bring up was that your postings online are very inspirational and helpful and really great.
Well, thank you.
And I really enjoy reading your writings.
Well, it's sort of been, for lack of a better word, it's sort of been organic. I in the last over 2.5 years now, I have maintained sobriety. I have been working on trying to figure out what sobriety meant for me and whether it was going to be getting sober or can I stop drinking or whatever it was going to be for a number of years. And a number of years. I didn't know until I did know, until I know, but what do I do about it? I know, what do I do about it? How dare I ask for help? It was such a long stretch, but and I certainly had some chunks of time here and there since 2015, but May 26th of 2017 is my date, and it's been going really well.
I'm glad.
And as this became my date, and I kept moving forward. I wanted to be more transparent. I've seen other people do it, and it inspired me. That's what inspired me, is watching other people tell their story. So when I find a little nugget, or if I think of something that I want to put out there, sometimes I do, and I don't know if it's turning into something else. We'll see.
But it's good. Yeah. I enjoy it. It's helpful. It helps me.
Oh, good. I'm glad. So. Yeah, but I've also gone back to these darn boys of ours.
Yay.
They were the loves of my life when I was a younger person who didn't really feel comfortable in her own skin at 14 and 15. And I was different, considering I was this big Monkees fan. And like I joked about in a previous episode, is I got teased a lot by my other friends. They didn't really want to know me. They turned me on to other friends that were into the Monkees, and so I always felt a bit of an outcast. But I am able to embrace it now, and I'm able to be that 15-year-old girl, that 14-year-old girl, and love her. And so just as I started to get sober this time, I started getting back into the fold with all of you guys. Yay. And finding people that are huge fans that I had no idea, like our host here. It's great. It's really great. So
it is.
I feel like I'm a very lucky person to be here. To be here, physically here, to be doing this, and to be here. And the transparency is something I feel very comfortable about now. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for being here. We're lucky to have you here. Thank you so much.
It's been a blast.
All right. So that's Lisa Golden at Lisa Michelle Golden.
Lisa Michelle Golden, not the most unique name on Instagram, but it's Lisa Michelle Golden, and look for Lisa Golden on Facebook, and there's a bunch of us on there, but I've got red hair and reddish.
Okay. Oh, how to find the right Lisa Golden.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, there's a bunch of people on Facebook. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's usually my profile picture.
And then there'll be a picture of her with Micky, and you'll be like, what?
That's usually what does it.
Yeah.
I get, sometimes I'll post those, and people are like, how do you know Micky Dolenz?
Amazing. All right. So that has been the Monkees podcast. We got really deep at the end there, but it was really just the Monkees podcast, ladies and gentlemen, and peoples of all genders and stripes and colors and things. And that got really weird in white feminism there for a minute. So I'm sorry. All right. So subscribe and leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Please don't let me be the only person reviewing her own podcast. That's embarrassing. Please.
Review it.
Please find us on all social media at Monkees Podcast. It's PAWDcast. And support the show by getting official podcast merch at dragonwagonshop.com. That's going to do it for us. It's the end of disc 1, everybody.
Woo! We did it.
Or the sad music. Do the sad.
Oh. Do, 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 do.
Wah, wah, wah. Oh, I fainted.
A horse.
Horse. I'm a veterinarian, you know. Okay, that's it. We're done. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
If you are enjoying this podcast and other podcasts on the Dragon Wagon Radio Network, be sure to check out the Dragon Wagon Shop. Awesome t-shirts and mugs from your favorite shows so you can tout your podcast pride, all while supporting your favorite indie podcast network. And make sure to check it often for new items and limited time designs. So shop now at dragonwagonshop.com and get your dragon swag on.
It's Dragon Wagon.